purify instead of anything else.
I think particularly for side cards that makes sense. He's being in the front. For Hijime, is definitely mainly to try and counter Keyboy on that show. In the early game though, I think for Onic is gonna be overwhelmingly strong right here. A lot of wave clear, but actually Evos Legends with the man advantage, abusing the Lolita to the Gordon's Bulwark, are able to actually clear out earlier, and Onic, they're able to actually send Keyboy, but he will be pushed away by Dreams.
See here, Keyboy just using Chao for to his utmost perfection, just going into the jungles of Evos Legends, making life harder for Taz. Unfortunately though, it's a tank slot, so there's not much of a threat compared to if he actually built Assassin here. But right now, so far, there's nothing fancy going on. Even in the losing matchup in the EXP lane, Psychos has been farming quite well, not getting freeze off.
Yeah, it's pretty even so far, but on that note, yes, there won't be a lot of damage coming in from Keyboy, but the displacement can be deadly, man. Sans is on a Valentina, and in the late game, and along with Boots, with a Thunderclap, that's a lot of burst damage, and Evos Legends, they are heavily relying on the backline being relatively present in those big team fights. Whereas for Onic, they can skirmish all the way, and it doesn't matter if they don't go for a front to back. Their team comp is a lot more dynamic and can move in more directions, and that is something they can completely exploit, as Boots right here is trying to zone people away, but he won't be able to do so.
Seems like they want to concede right now. Sounds jumps in with some damage, but the airstrike gets popped in the back line as Boots will be able to jump in, and it's going to be Kyrie once again who wins that 50-50. Psychot's now going to be caught all alone. That's the Demonic Force getting Sans. Sans bringing him under the turret. That's going to be CW with a solo kill up top against Brands. And that's Psychot who falls as well. Onic winning on all fronts.
W all over the place for Onic, especially though in the top lane. I think that's unacceptable, right? Just getting solo killed as a Melissa against a 1-1. And when everybody's fighting in that total area, is just definitely something that you don't want to see, especially for a gold laner for Indonesian representative in SEA Games.
Man, it's just insane. CW, the weak side player, quote unquote, actually going for a solo kill, succeeding. Not against any marksman, against the king of marksmen. So showing again that people say it's underperforming, think twice. As Keyboy now just zones Dreams away again, and Onic already trying to contest and get more control around the map using the gold advantage.
Random execution used up by Sans actually. Kyrie's gonna be able to knock Taz up. That's gonna be Keyboy walking him down to pick up the kill. And yeah, maybe CW has been underperforming on the Beatrix, on the Claude, but if you give him his comfort, the Melissa and the 1-1, he should perform. Like I said, he knows the Melissa. He understands the 1-1. It's kind of like me.
Yeah,
Kinda like you.
two-trick player in Melissa and 1-1, but Onic just cannot stop winning. 2K gold lead so far in the 4th minute. Even in the objective department, I feel like they're gonna have a much better edge here with Kyrie pretty much executing all the retribution perfectly and still sitting on the #1 objective takes, but we can see the emblem here, Arashi.
Demon Slayer for both the junglers, so that's it. For Boots though, that unbending will really be beneficial in the late game. You can look at the mid lane though, they have the same idea, just different ways. They want to go for that big amount of damage, make sure that the magic worship can actually do a lot more. Sans has stolen away that Numeron Blast, so Evos Legends right now are the ones thinking twice about how they want to approach this fight. There's a lot more control available, and Boots already is proactively cutting, exerting more pressure. This is the ideal mid game that Onic has always planned for.
Oh no, it's still gonna be again. Oh my goodness. The Cho, Keyboy gonna be finding the way the Dragon play. But Melissa will be able to escape right now as Kyrie goes to the Retribution. He finds it despite it all. The Numeron Blast will be popped in, finding 2. Keyboy now caught in the midst, but it's gonna be Sans who picks up another kill. 2 for 2. But it's the turtle going to the hands of Onic still.
Not just the total bottom side, Boots didn't join the fight, but just gets the bottom turret with ease. I feel like even if Onic concedes that, it's still a W for them, but right now it's just multiple W again and again, Arashi.
And in the late game, you have to consider that Boots does not have to be present in the team fights. He can just go split on the sides, and no one can really deal with this Masha, especially in the late game. So that provides yet another solution for Onic if they feel like the team fight just isn't benefiting their team enough. For now, it's still pressuring, and you can see this 3-man roaming squad from the mid lane is just so annoying, and it's causing Taz to lose a lot of income, losing out to Kyrie 1 level behind.
That's the Garden's Bulwark, but it is going to be the crossbow attack popped and ready now for CW. He doesn't have the Inspire, and he won't need it. He just picks up the kill without the crossbow of Tang. 1 level lead for CW up against Brands. Fun fact, that solo kill wasn't a solo kill. It was Keyboy who was being active, so they're playing strong side for 1-1.
Yeah, they're definitely playing strong side for 1-1. But in the other side, the Boots, Masha 1v2 against Phobius and Lancelot. There's nothing you can do about that. And you can see Taz actually goes to the base, recalling after that thunderclap from Boots. So you can see it's pretty much a losing matchup. Even 1v3, 1v2 in the XP lane, Boots is unstoppable in this match.
Man, he's just like, Evos Legends are not equipped to deal with someone with so much HP. A lot of their heroes seem to be geared towards picking off heroes with a smaller HP pool that can get bursted down. But now, Brands is virtually the only person available to try and take down Boots, and he cannot always match that kind of movement. Masha is so much more flexible, so much more mobile around. And look at Onic, man, pressuring all 3 lanes at the same time, even though they don't really have the control on the mid turret just yet.
Just want to remind you all that CW is sitting on a 3-0 KDA, and 1-1 has not won any games this season in MPL ID, which is pretty surprising. You'd think that a hero that gets banned all the time will rack up a lot of win rate, but I feel like Onic is going to be the one team that make this work for the first time.
I feel it hasn't worked out because of just the players who've been placed on the 1-1, right? I don't feel like, looking at it, it's always banned against CW, it's always banned against Chidera, the 2 best users. If Clover was still here, he'd probably get it banned as well. But usually it's left open against Nino, against Brands. 2 members, 2 players who don't really find a lot of comfort perhaps on that 1-1.
Look at Keyboy with the atomization right here. Good mix of magical defense and physical defense, because in the early game, you have to try and cater towards both. And for the side of Evos, they're definitely struggling as Onic just stands between the turret. They don't even care.
Interesting move by Taz there with a random execution to his death, to his demise, basically. Keyboy going to be able to jump Blue out, and Nimna Blast going to be charged in, but Sans gets out. That's a flicker as well to follow it up, but it's only going to be Kyrie as now on the back line. It does seem like CW is going to be able to pop a lot of those weakness points, but Psychots is still running wild in the back line. Psychots, though, will fall to CW, who's 4-0 right now, having a time of his life.
Bad trades after bad trades towards Evos Legends, and right now they might look for more Brands. But Blast not going to connect to anything. Meanwhile, Dreams try to conceal, but there's no opening just yet, and the mid turret's going to fall towards 4CW. 4-0-0 so far. There's no answer for Evos Legends, even though they kind of draft to counter this 1-1. Again, there's just too much threat on the board, and as the great Gary Kasparov would say, if you make 10 threats on the board, your opponent will make a blunder, like a forced blunder, because there's too little resources that you can actually spend towards to counter those kind of engagement for Onic Esports.
For Onic, man, they're able to use Keyboard to just zone everyone away. He was the only casualty in that fight, and he was able to keep everyone busy and buy enough time for everyone to finally, slowly but surely, take control and deal damage to Psychot and take him out. Now, Evos are doing a very risky, not risky, but a very desperate trade right here. They know this is the only play they have in the book. Letting go for the Lord for a turret. Onic will take it in stride and even try and punish Evos right here.
Is Keyboy actually looking for it? That's my question right now. He doesn't have the flicker, but he does spot Brands out right now. Dreams is in that bush, going to be spotted out and zoned away from that bush. Sound steals away to the Nimna Blast this time around, not going for the Demonic Force. Keyboy going to be zoned, but it's all good right now as the Masha and the 1-1 will be able to pick up the tier 2 up top.
Well, since Brands is so weak right here, there's no need to zone him away with the Feather Airstrike, which is why Sans is going for the Numinant Blast, knowing that Evos Legends, they have to try and commit and dive in to try and shut down CW. But if they do so, now they're at risk of getting comboed by that Numinant Blast, and look at the damage, man. Sans is still definitely a huge threat, and that mix of physical and magical damage we've been talking about, Mirko, is definitely showing through here.
Sans again going to be chunked down to half HP just by Sans and Kyrie. Now Keyboy, very interesting play. Nimna Blast going to be able to charge up on the but it's a 4-man from Sans! Now CW wreaking havoc as he's looking for all the weakness points. He has it down, the Inspire as well. That's gonna be Psychot falling, but the range has been nerfed just recently. So CW will be forced out of that crossbow with Tang. The mid lane base turret will still fall. And Onic with the First Lord have been able to crack not just one, not two, but all three base turrets are looking for the end. And 10 minutes in, the base wide open for the take, and Sans now trying to zone away in the back line, but that's gonna be the damage coming through for CW to pick up the unstoppable. 10-minute game is possible as they're looking for the end right now, but the mini waves will be cleared out by Hijume. Sans now caught. The final execution will be popped in, and Psychot finds the kill. Wow.
Setup for Sans, just counter-engaging with that Luminant Blast is absolutely beautiful to watch. 4 people getting caught there, and this is your mid laner, this is your Indonesian #1 mid laner, everybody.
Honestly, man, knowing this is why the Lolita isn't exactly meta. It's very situational. Let's look at the replay right there. Onic knows that for Evos to win, they need to go and pull off something big, and something big was definitely what was attempted, but Sans went back with something even bigger. Fortunately, Hijume was able to survive, and so output a bit more damage, surviving also from the crossbow of Tang. But wow, man, Onic is just one step ahead at every single turn, and CW now with the Athena shield, he is pretty much uncounterable right here. He needs to make such a huge blunder for Evos to even have a chance at shutting him down.
Wow. And right now Evos needs to figure it out harder and harder to actually kind of counter this 1-1, but a bit greedy there. And one thing I want to mention is if that's not... Oh, Toss might be in trouble now. If that's a non-nerf 1-1, the game would be over right now.
Yeah, for sure. If that was the Season 7, Season 8, Season 9 1-1, probably it's going to be over there. But Onic, once again, they're just controlling the neutral objective. They got all 3 base turrets with the First Lord. There's not much oh my God, that Evos can do. When Psychot gets bursted down by Sans like that, you know, it's a very alarming Keyboy. Just looking for the play right now, trying to bait out the go away from Brands, perhaps. But it's going to be a free Lord over to Onic. It's Fredrin, Kyrie, soloing it.
Yeah. This is the 11k gold lead at work. You can't do anything. It's a 4v5, and Evos Legends can't even attempt to try and find something. They're just confused. And now with the Lord taken, Onic will just wait for it, and Evos is put in an even worse spot. Looking at the items right here, Fountain Truncheon already completed for Hijume, but it's not nearly enough because the preemptive builds, the preemptive respect defense items being built by CW.
Interestingly enough, CW is building it towards Berserker's Fear and Will to Windtalker. So I want your analysis here, Mirko, because you're a 1-1 player.
Don't go Golden Staff. The Golden Staff does not work on the 1-1. I've been saying this for a long time. Brands built it 2 times. And it's 40 attack speed, I understand, but the Windtalker works better in the kit right now. CW is going to be able to kind of win the back line once again. See that Windtalker? It's doing work right now. He's going to be able to... Oh my God, what a play! CW with a double kill, looking for more. Dreams will fall. It's a triple kill. The team will not give him the Maniac. It's going to be 1-0 for Onic.
Absolute stomp for the first time. 1-1 is getting the W. Finally, this is how you play 1-1 MPL ID.
It's a big
tutorial on CW's channel.
Big tutorial for all the 1-1s who have failed before. It was picked up 5 times, 0 wins. CW picks it up and says,